Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Bitcoin's enemy strikes back. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So if you follow the channel long enough, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The US dollar currency index, DXY. The last time we talked about this, we were somewhere over here, and I said keep an eye on this support band. And this is the same support band we use for Bitcoin. It's just the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA. And basically the idea, the implication is that breaking this, if the dollar breaks above it, that is not good for Bitcoin. It's also not generally good for stocks either, but since the channel is mainly focused on crypto right now, we'll keep it crypto related. So it's generally not good for Bitcoin when it breaks above. Now, first of all, I should say that this, so far, I would not say is a decisive move, right? We cannot definitively say that the dollar is about to go back up into this region up here, because I would say it's too early to call, okay? But I've warned you guys for weeks and weeks and weeks to just keep an eye on DXY, because breaking above it could help usher in a period in crypto where it's not just going up every single day. I know that sounds crazy, but believe me, those periods do exist. So why am I talking about this? Why is this so important? Well, you can see that since March, DXY has dropped 13% or so. Now it's up higher than that. But historically speaking, bull markets, so Bitcoin bull markets, correspond to the dollar deflating in value. So it corresponds to the valuation of the dollar decreasing. And here you can see that since March, we know that Bitcoin has been on a bull run. Since this, it basically bounced up and continued on higher. So since March, Bitcoin has been on an incredible bull run where it essentially went up to the top a modest 1,400% or so, give or take, right? And that coincided with the dollar's valuation dropping by 13%, more or less, okay? Well, we also know that late 2016, early 2017 was a good time for Bitcoin, a crazy time for Bitcoin where it went up 20x. The dollar dropped 14%. This, in my opinion, is what caused the asset class to calm down for a while. Okay, it was the break of this band to some degree, right? I mean, of course, the band is just a moving average. You could probably come up with other moving averages to tell the same story. But breaking above this in this manner, where it essentially just went up 1.5% in 1 week, was a decisive move, in my opinion, that helped decisively end temporarily this macroscopic Bitcoin bull market. Okay? And this one is ultimately what sent this back into a bear market where it came back down. Now, I said before, it could be a fake out. We've seen these types of things before where we sort of go up against it and then we don't actually break through it consistently, right? There was a time over here in October of 2017 we broke through it, but ultimately we came back down. But it was the next one where we broke through it and basically just kept moving on up systematically that did help usher in a quieter period in the cryptocurrency asset class. So if you're curious why Bitcoin's down today, if you're curious why stocks are down today, one of the reasons, again, you can come up with a million reasons, but one of the reasons, in my opinion, as we've discussed, is the dollar moving back up. Okay, when the dollar moves up, especially above this line, I don't think it's generally good for Bitcoin. Now, if we get rejected back down, like if we come back down, then this is going to be probably very good for Bitcoin. So I would say always keep an open mind. And one of the things we said on the channel a while back is that it's always the cool thing to say that the dollar is going to lose value. However, and one of the reasons is because the narrative makes sense, right? The government printing, stimulus, etc. It makes sense for the dollar to decrease in value, but it's this deterministic thinking that can lead you astray. It's the deterministic thinking that can lead you astray. And we said, just keep an eye on this, because if we break above it at this level, which the reason we're talking about it is because this is the same level we consolidated 3 years ago. If you look at the amount of time we consolidated back over here, we consolidated from January through April before moving back up. Here we've been down here since November. Now it's early March and it's starting to move up a little bit. So I would say that, and the way to kind of keep an eye on where we might think Bitcoin is headed, if this continues up, then I would assume that Bitcoin would cool off for a while. This is my assumption. It's not financial advice. Of course, it could be wrong. This is what I would assume, is if the dollar moves up, Bitcoin could cool off for a while. If this ends up being a fake out and next week we come back and look at this and we see the dollar coming back down, I think that then that's really great for Bitcoin, right? Really great for Bitcoin. And it could be similar to what we saw back over in September, October of 2017, where it seems like that was where it was going to break out. But in fact, the dollar had another 6.5% loss coming. So this is something I think it's important to keep an eye on. So if you're on TradingView, just add it to your watch list. Keep an eye on DXY. For reference, the 20-week estimate is at 91.181, and the 21-week EMA is at 91.475. I was actually doing a lot of discussion on the Premium Alerts channel on Telegram, talking about this very scenario recently. So by the way, if you guys like the content, remember to check out the premium list sale. You can find a link to that in the description below. I think I'm going to end this sale in about 10 days, okay? I think I'm going to end it in about 10 days, and I don't anticipate moving it back down to its current price. So make sure you guys check it out if you want to sign up. I'll probably end it in about 10 days from now, and we'll just go from there. So check that out if you want weekly reports, weekly videos, the premium Telegram alerts channel, the Telegram chat room, the risk dashboard, weekly reports and videos, etc., whatever, all the stuff that comes with it. And we even have a new thing that comes with it, but I'm not announcing it yet on the public channel. Anyways, the dollar today strikes back. If this is sustained, if the dollar is sustaining this and it continues moving up, probably not good for Bitcoin, as I said. Now, zooming out can also provide an interesting perspective as well, because when you zoom out, you sort of see something else. So far, it's been in this macro downtrend with these two major concave up patterns. I don't really think we're headed back down to this level, even if we were to break through. But it is interesting when you look at the macro scale, how it used to be all the way up here at around 131. It dropped down to 79, and then back up to 120, and then back down to 70, and then back up to 103, and then back down in 2018 to 88, and then temporarily back up to 102, and then back down. So this, goes all the way back to the mid 80s. And what's crazy is that Bitcoin has only really been around since January of 2009. So this is the history that would basically accompany Bitcoin's price history. And if you look at this time, so it broke through it here. This was a crypto bear market. This was a crypto bull market. This was a crypto bull market. This here was a crypto bear market, right? 2014. We know that in 2014 and early 2015, Bitcoin wasn't doing anything fancy except going down in 2014, right? So here's 2014, and then early 2015 corresponds to this region. In that region, the dollar was moving up. It was moving up. So this is something I think it's important to keep an eye on. We're not going to definitively say that Bitcoin can't go higher, because if the dollar fakes us out and then ultimately trends lower, then this is going to be great for Bitcoin. What I want to do is I want to draw people's attention to this, because if this keeps going up, it's going to be harder and harder for Bitcoin to fight against it. This is what I think. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember, there's the premium list as well. You can check that out. You can find a link to that sale in the description below as well. We'll leave the sale up for about 10 more days. So about 10 more days. Check it out. If you've been thinking about signing up, you have about 10 more days to lock in the lower price, at which point the prices will go back up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe, turn on your alerts by clicking the bell icon. I'll see you next time. Bye.